How you doing, everybody? Welcome to FTD Facts. Now, Superman is the most invincible superhero out there. Well, in certain contexts, he is. And regardless of how big of a Superman fan that you think you are, here are some facts that you most likely didn't know about Superman. And if you did, you can give yourself a thumbs up and a pat on the back. I would give it to you, but you're out in YouTube world and I can't touch you. But before all of this, I want to know, guys, what superhero would you want to be? Now, did you know that Superman couldn't always fly? Yep, in the beginning, he actually could just run faster than a locomotive and was able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Hence the use of that catchphrase in the 1940s radio series. The ability to fly came later in the 1940s also, but it was in the Superman cartoons. Now, Kryptonite didn't originate in the Superman comics. It was actually introduced on that Superman radio show. This was because the guy that voiced Superman, Bud Collier, he wanted to take some time off, so they had to figure out a way, okay, how could we get him to take a break as well as Superman take a break? And they introduced Kryptonite, and then they were able to weaken Superman in the radio series and figure out how the plot was going to develop from there. But specifically, Kryptonite made its appearance in the 1943 installment called Meteor from Krypton. This is when a meteor crashed into Earth and Clark Kent, aka Superman, goes in to investigate, and that's when he finds himself being all dizzy and weak. Now, the substance Kryptonite wasn't actually added into the comics until 6 years after that. Now, did you know that there's such thing as pink kryptonite? And yes, this pink kryptonite makes Superman have gay tendencies. Now, one of the dead giveaways that Superman is an alien from outer space is the fact that he doesn't need to eat food or breathe air. He can just live off of solar energy. You lucky. Now, contrary to popular beliefs, kryptonite isn't the only thing that makes Superman vulnerable. Without the Earth's yellow sun, as a matter of fact, he is completely useless. As a matter of fact, a red sun will leave him completely powerless. Superman also has a weakness to magic, as well as other supernatural creatures like werewolves and vampires. Now, we know that Superman, his name on Earth is Clark Kent, but what's in the middle of those two names? Superman's middle name is actually Joseph. Bet you never knew that one. There's some other abilities that the Man of Steel has that many people aren't aware of, and some of those abilities include telepathy, telekinesis, hypnotism, ventriloquism, even an amnesia-inducing kiss. He's also able to shoot a miniature version of himself out of his hand that he can use as a helper as he battles crime. Now we take a look at Superman. We notice this big S on his chest. We think that stands for Superman, right? It's actually a Kryptonian symbol that means hope. Also, on top of that, if this S symbol is flipped upside down, it translates to resurrection. Speaking of the S symbol, did you know that in American Sign Language, if you draw the S shape on your chest, that is the sign language word for Superman? Back in 1938, the creators of Superman, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, they sold the rights to Superman to Detective Comics, which is now commonly known as DC Comics, for just $130. Now, at the time, that was quite a bit of money, but they did not believe that the character was going to take off like it did. So yeah, they probably never sold the rights to anything else after that. Now, one of the biggest questions about Superman that I want to know is, why on earth do they not know that Superman is Clark Kent, is Superman? They look the exact same. In the comic book version of Superman, however, his glasses actually cast a tint to change his eye color, as well as he gives himself a different voice when he's Clark Kent by controlling the vibrations of his vocal cords, and he also wears more looser fitting clothes when he's going about as Clark Kent. But all I'm saying is, regardless of if his eye colors change, if he changes the tone of his voice, similar to Batman, where he does the Batman voice, you gotta be the biggest idiot in the world to not know that Superman is Clark Kent. I'm just saying. Now, here's a pretty weird one for you. While Lois Lane was on an assignment to do an article on Little Africa, she was turned away by activists who saw her as an enemy because of her skin color. So Superman came to her aid and had actually changed her skin color for one day so that she can go and do this article. Yeah, Lois Lane was a sister. for one day. Now, Marvel Comics and DC Comics almost never cross over, but Clark Kent is also a character in the Marvel Universe. And in the Marvel Universe, he's not as epic as Superman. He simply is just a regular person working as a news reporter. That's it. He's just that. Like, nothing super, nothing special. I think Marvel was trying to throw some shade at DC Comics. Now, back to the creators of Superman, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. When they initially created Superman during high school in 1933, originally Superman was supposed to be a bald villain that was on a quest for global domination. Now, that persona exemplifies more of what Lex Luthor is all about. Also, Superman does not kill. In every episode of Seinfeld, there is Superman somewhere. Yep, Superman is either referenced, he's either a picture somewhere or some form of statue, but regardless, if you check every single episode of Seinfeld, Superman somehow, somewhere, is there. Superman celebrates his birthday on February 29th. I guess he doesn't celebrate too often because that comes around every 4 years. Poor guy. Now, although Superman is a lot more powerful and a lot stronger than Batman, when it comes to the money, Batman is king. Because Bruce Wayne owns the building that Superman lives in, as well as he owns the Daily Planet where Superman works. So it just goes to show you again that if you have money, it's the equivalent to a superpower. I think I made a new fact. How about that? Well, if you haven't checked out the video on Batman, you can check it out. But that does it for another FTD Facts. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe to be notified of future fact videos. We do these videos every single week. As well as leave your suggestions down below on what facts you want to know about, and we'll do a video about it. Until next time, guys, I'm Leroy Kenton. Peace.